Hello and welcome back to Too Many Books. My name is Sean and today I have a secondhand book unboxing featuring Frozen Hell by John W Campbell Jr. More famously known by its short story novella form, Who Goes There?, which was the basis for The Thing, or was The Thing from Outer Space was the original version, the Howard Hawks one. But anyways, a few years back, it was discovered that his shorter work actually came from an unpublished, longer novel-length one called Frozen Hell. And well, Arete stepped up to the plate in order to produce their own fancy edition. This was produced in a numbered edition and a Roman edition. This is the numbered edition. Roman edition's a little too fancy for me. Man, oh, that's a nice slipcase. Nice little kind of white swaddle lined in there. So, this, man, Frozen Hell, this version of Frozen Hell, I bought it from a collector up in Canada. Shout out to Brad for the copy. It spent its days in customs hell. This thing has been sitting in customs for 3 weeks. Yeah. Don't know if it was just the timing of it, tariffs rolling in, and then they're like, well, we have this expensive book coming in. Like, what do we do with this? I don't know. But anyways, it's finally here in this very, very soft blue lambskin leather. Blue lambskin Napa leather, I think is the name, is what they call it. John W. Campbell Jr., Greg Manchess getting his name right on the spine. This does feature some nice little cover stamping there. I thought they had said that the slipcase featured stamping of The Thing, but maybe that was on the Roman edition. This is more of the Arctic wasteland there. Anyways, it has a nice flat spine and a huge gap in the pages, which should allow us to open it fully. Let's get into the details first here. This is limited to 300 copies. This is number 144, signed by Gregory Manchess, the busiest illustrator in fine press printing these days. I mean, the man is working on every fine press on the planet. Curious King's got him locked in. Conversation Tree's got him locked in. I don't think he's done a Suntup yet, but that's got to be on the list, right? Anyways, it was printed on a Heidelberg cylinder press by Phil Abel and Robert Hetherington at Hand and Eye. Phil Abel is actually one of the two guys that are behind Areté Editions. The other being Marcello Anciano, the designer who I believe did a lot of the design work on this. Anyways, hot metal typesetting by Nick Gill, Effra Press. Paper is Liber Charta, 170 gram per square meter, mold made. I believe this is their first attempt at using this paper. The paintings were reproduced digitally by Hurtwood London. The bindings by Richard Tong and Sam Cartwright at Ludlow Bookbinders. And then art is by Gregory Manchess, who signed it. And I know, wow, there's the thing. There's the title page. I know a lot of the artwork is featured on foldouts. First of all, Gregory Manchess is just, the man is a god. I mean, look at that artwork. That is incredible. One thing he does exceptionally well is landscapes when it comes to like snow and just cold. And you're going to see that, I'm sure, in this artwork. All of the artwork has been, it's either sewn in or, tabbed in, I guess would be the phrase for it. That way you're not losing any image to the spine of the novel. You're able to fully fold out, like you can see McCready there. Huge trim size with a lot of space. But I mean, hey, you need the large trim size for the artwork. You can't. The novel's not that long of a novel. And so, yeah, you got a lot of white space there, but, I mean, you need it for the artwork from Manchess. I mean, look at that. Look at that tundra. I mean, he actually did his own novel, which is I like a graphic novel in the most graphic sense. There's no dialogue in the novel. The entire thing is told through just the paintings themselves, called Above the Timberline, which, man, if you want a nice high-quality novel, even the trade edition for that is it's stunning. But anyways, looking forward to diving into this. Funny enough, this is not... Oh, wow. See? Look at that. I feel like that we have a weird hue going on the camera. I apologize on that. I don't know if it's just taking in all the blues and it's just deciding, you know what, we're gonna make up for that with... wow, okay. We're gonna need more pages here. I don't think I'm zoomed out far enough to fully appreciate some of this artwork. Anyways, if you're not familiar with the story Who Goes There, you might be familiar with the story of The Thing, the John Carpenter version of the film, or the Howard Hawks film, The Thing from Another World, where, you know, a bunch of scientists are out in Antarctica when they discover the remnants of a UFO. And in the remnants of the UFO, they find a frozen specimen. And they decide, you know, let's get this specimen back to base. And well, the specimen thaws out, and what you have instead is a shape-shifting alien who is very much intent on taking out the crew of the Antarctic team and kind of assimilating into their group and getting out into that whole world. And so, like I said, it was famously... Oh, there's the dogs versus the Thing. Famously, Who Goes There, the original novella. And if you want to see a different... So what I was starting to say was, funny enough, this is not the first fine press printing edition or the only fine press printing edition of this tale. Angel Bomb actually did their own version of the Who Goes There, the original Who Goes There novella. And I actually was lucky enough to get a deluxe copy of that version. So I have an unboxing video of that on the channel. That is stunning as hell. Angel Bomb, I mean, the guy behind Angel Bomb is doing an incredible job with all his artwork. He also did a fine press edition of The Things, plural, which is a short story or a novella, I'm not sure which, written by Peter Watts. Written by Peter Watts of Blind Sight fame. Which tells the same story, but from the point of view of the alien. I got that. That's on my list for one of these days too. You know, one day. Man, what a fine production this is. Very, very heavy paper stock. I mean, 170 gram per square meter. I mean, that's some heavy paper. McCready administering the blood test. Oh, there it is. I was gonna say so far we've been getting a lot of illustrations of the characters, which is fine because Gregory Manchess, like I said, is a god of what he does. But there is The Thing in all of its glory. Wow. So why is there a tab on this side of the page? Is that just carrying over from another one? Oh, we have a fold-out. Oh, damn! We have one hell of a fold-out. Wow. Copies are still available directly through Arete. And it is a pricier volume. I mean, it's a very pricey volume, even for the numbered edition here. But there he is, Marcello Anciano. I didn't see your name on the first sheet, man. He's keeping his name to the back. Anyways, what a beautiful edition. I cannot emphasize enough. This is some soft leather. I mean, it's definitely, you know, if you want to read Frozen Hell for yourself, there are much cheaper routes to go. Absolutely. This is mainly for, I guess, fans of the art form itself, fans who want a fine press, letterpress printed, fine leather-bound, illustrated by Gregory Manchess on beautiful full-color plates edition, which might not be a ton of you out there, but, you know, hopefully there might be one or two of you, you know? But, man, that is stunning. If you have the funds, there's also the Roman edition, which is... I mean, this is zoomed out pretty far. I mean, this is zoomed out pretty far to get the whole, you know, book and frame. The Roman edition is even larger. At least the case is. I don't know how the book itself compares. but the case it's housed in is just absolutely massive. Arete, Marcello actually recently shared an image from the Arete account showing Brave New World next to the various other titles, and that, like, you can see the Roman Frozen Hell in there, just completely like towering over the other books. It's insane. That one's really cool. From what I've seen the images of it, it's like layered leather to kind of give like a 3D depth of the cave that you're going into within the cover. I mean, that's pretty cool. Way outside of my budget. This, like I said, this just happened to be a very great deal, too good of a deal to pass up. Otherwise, this one would have been out of my budget as well. Too many other fine press books out there. I mean, I would love to continue supporting Arete. I mean, I will continue supporting Arete. I mean, verbally at least. I'd love to keep buying the books for as long as I can, but you know, the wallet can only go so far. But anyways, check out Areté Editions if you are a fan of fine press books. Frozen Hell is still available. They have a couple other titles still available on their website. I believe there are some copies of The Creeping Man, the Sherlock Holmes short story that kind of started Arete. They started with that and, oh my God, was it Death and Honey? A Case of Death and Honey, the Neil Gaiman version. His own Sherlock Holmes tale. I believe that one is fully sold out, but they have some other titles on there as well. I've actually done several Arete unboxings on this channel that you can check out, including a poetic unboxing, which is definitely not for everyone, but man, I had fun with it. Link in a playlist that this is included on will include those. Be sure to check it out. Subscribe to the channel here. I do at least one book review a week with plenty of unboxing videos like this one. To keep you entertained throughout. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Thank you to Brad up in Canada. Thank you to Customs for keeping this safe for the 3-week journey. Starting to get nervous there. I mean, not nervous about not getting it. I knew I'd get it eventually. More nervous about the fact that, you know, it's in a box sitting in a warehouse somewhere for 3 weeks, possibly getting bashed against other boxes. You know, you kind of worry about that, but Brad did a phenomenal job packing it up, so Customs kept it safe. Despite their best efforts of, you know, keeping it for 3 weeks. So anyways, thank you guys very much for watching. Check out Arete, and we'll see you around next time.